On 20th of December 2023, the 88th chapter of the Boruto manga shall be released, and if we go by the apparent pattern of the series, it seems like a really major death or goodbye is about to happen in Boruto by the end of this year. So who could it possibly be, and how is this event gonna play out in the series? Will all of this lead to the final Shinobi war in the series? Let's find out. The conflict between Kawaki and Konoha is about to erupt really soon. The Red Kama guy's wild way of handling things by sending the Hokage to a different realm has already made him an international criminal. Even though he did this to ensure Naruto's safety, the heart-wrenching plan that he's about to follow is the biggest nightmare of the Hokage. He has taken the oath to kill every Otsutsuki, including Naruto's begotten son Boruto. The amount of emotional harm that it caused to the couple is unimaginable. The mere thought of Boruto's death led him to the verge of bursting out in episode 220. Further, when Kawaki killed Boruto in front of his eyes, Naruto helplessly witnessed this spectacle and ended up in disbelief while holding Boruto's dead body. Fortunately, there was more life written in Boruto's fate. However, the thing that Naruto did afterwards is arguably the only mistake which led to the collapse of Konoha in the time skip. He forgave Kawaki. Instead of imprisoning him or sentencing him to death, Naruto granted an amnesty to his adopted son for this hideous act. The compassion and love that Kawaki has been exposed to under Naruto's care is what has made him go totally reckless, misusing the divine powers that can swallow the entire human race. Trapping the Hokage in some realm and going after the life of his son is more than enough for everyone to see him as a threat. The very first mystery which hints that the Shinobi war has started in the future is the humongous shift in Kawaki's plan. The grudge for the Otsutsukis was understandable, but why is he after the Shinobi age in the time skip? Well, before going there, let's take a look at the three major assets of Kawaki who will soon help him to achieve the seemingly impossible, the end of Shinobi era. Amado, Aida and Daemon. All of them could act as Kawaki's pawns in his upcoming major revolution. Aida's alliance with Kawaki is intelligible. She is totally in love with him, and he is the main reason behind her association with Konoha. Kawaki's words could literally be gospel to Aida, since she wants his love for any sake. Aida's sibling Daemon is most likely on her side, till some unexpected feud happens between the duo. Coming on to what I think of Amado's role could be, well, I feel like the theories related to the old man have turned. Earlier it was assumed that he is the mastermind of the series, who is striving for a greater cause rather than reviving his daughter. But what if he is not that big of a nuisance and just wants to bring his child back to life? The emotional aspect of Amado's impotence will make him totally dependent on Kawaki. Something which needs to be noted is that Aida has pledged to kill Amado if she didn't get the love that she is desiring. By this we can conclude that after forming alliance with Kawaki, the blue-eyed girl will betray Amado without a second thought. I'm referring to leaking the information that only she knows, which is vital to Kawaki. The secret shutdown code. Aida could reveal this info to Kawaki in order to win his trust. The Red Kama wielder could then decide to either imprison or kill Amado. More possibly, he could have some deal with the scientist, like reviving his daughter if he trades some information in return. Kawaki knows that Amado is hiding a lot of Otsutsuki stuff. He will definitely turn out to be a vital asset in his war against the celestial beings. We shouldn't forget somebody is gonna die by the end of this year in Boruto, and it could most likely be related to the Shinobi war. So let's figure out what led to Kawaki hating this beloved system of his godfather. There are plenty of reasons for Kawaki to do something about the brutal regime, which makes people sacrifice their own life for no valid reason. He sees this system as corrupt and totally immoral, something which led to the death of thousands of people who were fighting in the name of selfless patriotism. Even in chapter 77, he pointed out Shinobis being the people who die early for some ridiculous reasons. The Red Kama villain couldn't tolerate this at any cost. That's why he decided to end this era once for all. Even Minato had once said that true peace and harmony cannot be attained due to the conservative norms of the Shinobi system. However, no person in history was enough powerful to go against the entire Shinobi world. Madara's moon plan to some extent could be seen as a solution to this, but it was too off limits as it created a false sense of reality for the entire mankind, which is obviously not the best move to make. It's like the entire world is given a VR headset where they could live their dream life by giving up on the reality. However, the time Kawaki was granted the powers of Ishiki or Otsutsuki, all the tables turned forever. Kawaki now ranks way above every person on the planet, with a few exceptions. This gave him the chance to do something that nobody in the history of Shinobis could do: destroy the system completely. More like escaping the Matrix and freeing the slaves of the system for a better cause. But little did he know the unity of Shinobis is too strong, and a war in opposition to this system means a war against all the great nations. Well, technically speaking, this shouldn't be a big deal for Kawaki, cause nobody on the planet can match his power level at the moment. He could kill anyone who comes in the way of his master plan, which brings us to the possible death of chapter 88. There are two people who are very likely to die under the next 10 chapters. The first one is Sasuke, whose death was foreshadowed in the very first episode of the anime. Boruto using his master's stuff was more than enough for us to conclude that something has happened to him. The Shadow Hokage acknowledged his mistake of leaving Boruto alone and not being able to take action when Momoshiki took him over. He then promises to show his resolve once the next calamity will hit. Not to mention, he also sees Kawaki as an offender, and the fact that he killed the Hokage's son cannot be overlooked. It seems like Sasuke had already figured out the nuisance that Kawaki is gonna bring to the village. The fact that he has sent his best friend to another dimension is enough for Sasuke to get triggered and take action. He might put his life on line in order to save his student Boruto, which is why the boy is seen paying tribute to him in the future. So did Kawaki actually kill Sasuke? Well, there is a really good reason for the Shadow Hokage to die in the name of Shinobi, and that is compensation. We have seen Sasuke being treated disrespectfully by a Konoha Jonin in chapter 61. This means his past has not been forgiven by the other people of the Leaf. But what if Sasuke himself hasn't forgiven himself for the deeds of the past? The same reason for which he refused to get an artificial arm, cause he didn't find himself worthy of it. I feel like the Uchiha wants his legacy to be remembered by dying for some good cause for the sake of the Shinobi world. So if the 88th chapter is gonna be the end of Sasuke, then I think he must have gotten into a conflict with Kawaki on the fate of the Shinobi system. The Red Karma guy might make up his mind to end the Shinobi era under the next 9 chapters, and Sasuke dying to stop Kawaki from taking any deadly step would perfectly fit the plot here. This explains why Boruto calls himself a Shinobi even after witnessing the most miserable seasons of his life. Sasuke's will of saving the Shinobi world has been passed on to his student, who is the only one capable of taking Kawaki down. However, if it's not the Uchiha, then the person who's gonna lose his life really soon shall be none other than Code. When Aida informed Shikamaru that Code has got an army of 10 tails, she looked really calm and cool, as if she didn't care about the consequences at all. This could be either because she is assured that Code will not harm her, or maybe due to the fact that it's just a piece of cake for Kawaki and Daemon to deal with him. If this assumption turns out to be true, then Code will end up as nothing but a fodder character, while the main highlight will shift to Kawaki, eventually leading us to this scene from the future. The worshipper of Ishiki will die by the hands of one possessing Ishiki's powers, which is gonna be really ironic yet sensible. An interesting thing is that right now in Boruto's story, almost everyone is after somebody's life. Kawaki wants to kill Momoshiki and Code. Code wants to kill the perpetrators of Ishiki and destroy Konoha. The Leaf wants Code and the cyborg siblings dead. Code will kill any threat to Momoshiki since he wants to sacrifice him to the 10 tails. Momoshiki will kill anyone who poses a danger to the life of his vessel. The cyborg duo will kill anyone who tries to kill Kawaki, and Konoha won't spare anyone who endangers the village and the Hokage. The story has started to get really crazy and complex from here. The predictions I have made in this video could turn out to have even greater twists, cause the unpredictability of the show is really high. A question which no one seems to be asking is that, where is Kashin Koji? I'm about to drop a really great video with some phenomenal theories about Kashin Koji really soon, so do comment your take on his fate in the comments, and you could get a shout out if your theory gets selected for a video. Check out these videos to uncover some more Boruto mysteries, and I will see you next time.